Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajmain amma ba'd. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi zidni ilma, Rabbi zidni ilma, Rabbi zidni ilma. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to CND Institute YouTube channel. Now, when we were discussing about the 12th year of Hijrah, 12th year of prophethood in Mecca, we spoke about the seven people we spoke about the 12 people who already gave Aqaba. That was the first Aqaba that the Prophet made. And the following year, the next year was 13th year of prophethood in June during the pilgrimage season, that is the Hajj season. There were around there were the people from Medina had come. People from Medina traveled to Makkah for pilgrimage. So this was called the second Aqaba. They had a meeting with Allah's Messenger in the Tashriq days, that is the 11th, 12th, and 13th days of Dhul Hijjah. They met in the valley of Aqaba, the hillocks of Aqaba, where they met last year. And Ka'b bin Malik al-Ansari gave an account of the historic meeting that changed the whole course of struggle between Islam and paganism. Okay, so he was the first one he was one of the leaders of Ansar, the helpers, who gave an account of the historic meeting that happened last year. So the Tashriq days, Abdullah bin Amr bin Haram, one of the most notable and respected of the people, said, "O Abu Jabir, you are certainly one of the most respected and one of the most noble of your nobility. We do not want you to fuel for the fire tomorrow." Then invited invited him to accept Islam and informed him of the meeting. So he accepted Islam and attended Al-Aqaba. He was one of the head representatives. Then Kaab said, then Kaab bin al-Malik said, "We slept in the camps after the third of the night had elapsed. They began quietly to the hillocks, and they were accompanied. There were 73 men were there, plus two women, Nusayba bin Ka'b and Umara from the Bani Mazin and Najjar, and Asma bint Amr, from Bani Salama. So this was about the first Aqaba. What were the people of Khazraj, that is there were around nine of them. Sorry, there were around. Let me just verify. There were around. Not able to find them. Let's see. There were around nine from Al Khazraj and three others. Sorry, not this one. Yeah. So what are the articles of the pledge? People started to think about how they cannot leave the Prophet as they cannot leave the Muslims, the minority Muslims in Makkah, to the to the to the enemies of Islam, just giving a free hand to them. So what they tried to do is that mm, they wanted to they wanted to make a pact. So this was the pact. The articles of the pledge were as follows: to listen and obey in all difficulty and ease, to spend in plenty as well as in scarcity, to enjoy in good and forbid evil. In Allah's service you fear and ensure no none. same sure of none. To aid me when I come to you and protect me for anything you protect yourself, your spouse and children from. So these were the articles of the Aqaba, and in another narration, you they find another narration in the book where the prophet the, uh, where the prophet began to speak, recited some Quranic verses, and called people to Allah, encouraged them to enter the fold of Islam, and concluded saying, "I give you my pledge that you protect me from whatever you protect your women and children from." So here Abbara al-Marud caught him by his hand and said, "Oh yes, we swear by Allah who sent you as a prophet of the truth that we protect you from whatever we protect our women from." So then Abu Haytham and bin Tayhan interrupted and said, "O Allah's messenger, between us and the Jews there are agreements for which we have to serve. If Allah grants you power and victory, should we expect that you should not leave us and join the ranks of your people of Quraysh?" The people smiled and replied, "Nay, it would never be. Your blood will be my blood. In life and death, I will be with you and you with me. I'll fight whom you fight, and I'll make peace with those whom you make peace." So after that, Al Abbas bin Ubadah bin Atla, he got up and he stressed the significance of the pact that if you fear that your property will be at risk or your lives of the nobles will be in danger, then leave him now, because if you do not do this after the pledge, you will be degraded for your both in this world and the hereafter. So the Ansar the Ansar replied that we have already considered the loss of property and murder upon notables, yet we pay him allegiance. But what is our reward if we observe all the items of the pact? The Prophet said, "Paradise is in store for you." So they extended the hand and then they gave the allegiance. So after taking the pledge, the Prophet said that we need 12 representatives from you. So therefore, nine from Al Khazraj, and three from Al Aus just gave the stood up. They were appointed as the representatives, and the devil, what he exposed the meeting from the hillocks of exposes them, uh, and he expected the Quraysh to gather the congregation, gather and witness this congregation firsthand at the location. So he stood up and he said, "O people of dwellings, Muhammad and his youth have conspired for war against you." Allah's messenger replied, "This is Azab, the jinn of Al-Aqaba. O enemy of Allah, we are leaving you now." So he ordered them to go back to their camps. The Ansar went back to their camps, and the next day Quraysh arrived to argue with the reason of Yathrib. But what happens is that they don't get any answer. So the polytheists of Medina, they didn't know anything about it. Only the Muslims knew about the pact. So when they asked them, they said that they have no knowledge of such facts. So the Quraysh were not very convinced of the previous reports, so they caught hold of Saad bin Ubadah. Saad bin Ubadah, and they tortured him. Uh, and then the until he was rescued by Al Mutim bin Al Adi and Harith bin Al. So this is what happened, and um, this is what happened, and so with this we come to the end of the lecture, and um, next we'll be talking about the vanguard of migration, that is to Medina. The Prophet, the migrants to Medina will be discussed. So with this we come to the end of the lecture, and وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين. सुब्हानक अल्लाहुम्मा व बिहम्दिका नशहदु अल्ला इलाहा इल्ला अंता नस्तगफिरुका व नतूबु इलैक। अस्सलामु अलैकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू।